on this platform to share my experience with the younger generation who are all set to explore themselves and create their own experience. So, to give you a brief introduction about myself, my name is Cheryl D'Souza. I have done my graduation from St. Xavier's College, Mumbai in Management Studies in BMS and a MBA in HR from NMIMS. You must be wondering how did I jump from management to hospitality industry? To tell you a little story, when I was graduating, I had plans to join the corporate world as I had majored in finance. However, just before we graduated, we had campus placements in college. We were thrilled and excited about placements, and among all the corporates, there was Jet Airways. Little did I know I will be a part of this airline for the longest time. I attended their orientation and was quite tempted to join. And so I did. And eventually, after exams, I was like, why not? And thus, I started my airline career. And ever since that, there was no turning back. I started off by flying the domestic routes, and within months, I was trained on the international routes, and life was amazing. Right from waking up in London to walking on the streets of New York, eating the best waffles in Brussels, watching the northern lights in Norway, blessed to have done it all. After 10 years of this amazing experience, I decided to start a family. And as much as I wanted to fly and explore different countries, I decided to become a service trainer to pass on my wisdom and knowledge I had gathered in the last few years. And recently, I changed my industry and started my journey in this corporate world. And now I head the HR function of a financial startup in Mumbai. All these experiences have made me the person I am today. Thank you.
Uh, that's a wonderful experience, ma'am. Journey.
Thank
Uh,
you.
we have some question to you, ma'am. Uh,
Right.
what are the guidelines on how to groom well and how important it is for the hospitality graduates? Uh,
Right.
okay, that's the
Thank you,
question.
Maxim.
Uh, yes.
Grooming is exceptionally important in the hospitality industry. But let's understand what grooming is. It is the process of making yourself look neat and presentable. The things which you do to make yourself look tidy and pleasant. We always hear first impression is the last impression. First impressions really do count no matter how fickle it sounds. The fact is that your appearances influences the opinions of everyone around you. The trust people form in you is mainly because of your appearance. It creates the granite foundation for the way in which people perceive you. This is precisely the reason why people should make every effort to create a good first impression. So, how do you make a good first impression? First impressions are always made within 7 seconds of meeting someone. So, by showing positive emotions like your body orientation, your posture, eye contact, tone of voice plays an important role along with your physical appearance. I'm sure when I came online, you must have made an impression about me and vice versa. In the hospitality industry, you are in many cases a walking, talking version of the hotel or airline brand which you work for. So your personal grooming and dress code standards are vital to ensuring that guests feel comfortable dealing with you and that you portray the brand in the way in which it is meant to be portrayed. Every brand is different in this industry, and if there are no specific uniform requirements that you have to adhere to, then dress to fit the culture of the company. Now, grooming involves all the aspects of our body: overall cleanliness of hair, nails, teeth, the way you dress, makeup, body odor, everything. Now, given the COVID situation, I'm sure my counterpart speakers will cover up the topics everyone is apprehensive about. But we all need to get used to working in an isolated economy. Let us first understand and clear our mind of that there is a future in hospitality. Apart from grooming, we need to pay more attention to human touch, not literally, however, in terms like being more polite to everyone, selflessness, being extra courteous, empathy. This goes a long way in this industry. Even the airline industry, as most of my friends work in the airlines now, have changed their norms during this period. Everyone has to be covered from head to toe, and it really feels like a ghost is serving food and drinks on the flight. A friendly ghost, though. But our goal is to make our customers feel comfortable. And how do we do that? By talking to them sweetly, being more considerate, empathizing with our customer. We are still connecting with our customers, but are just dressed differently. We need to pay more attention on the softer aspects of customer interaction. Your body language counts more often now than ever. So, given a normal situation, the first step of good grooming and good health is personal hygiene. Everyone has to look after that on their own. Now, when it comes to hair, it is your crowning glory. You have to keep your hair at length and style at which you can maintain it. The hair needs to be trimmed and kept well. For men, a clean shaven look or a neatly trimmed beard is acceptable. However, for men, hair should not fall over the ears, eyebrows, or even touch the back of the collar. Women also need to ensure their hair is well groomed and tied and pulled back from their face. We have this tendency of touching our hair every now and then to keep it away from our face, which should be avoided at all costs as we are dealing with food sometimes and it is considered unhygienic. Your hair holding devices should be plain and of natural colors like a brown or a black. No other color is acceptable. Hair color should always be either two shades darker or two shades lighter than your natural hair color, but colors like red, green, violet has to be avoided as no hospitality industry will accept the colors. Now, coming to your nails. Your nails, you have to clip them short, especially for men, and keep them shaped. Very important. A healthy body ensures healthy nails. You have to always use colors either as per the guidelines of the company or keep it simple by using nude, translucent colors, just a top coating, or a French tip manicure. That will go a long way. I always believe simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Now, when it comes to your attire, generally most organizations have a dress code or a uniform. This depends a lot on the brand image they want to give their customers. Think about the difference between employees at a fast food restaurant and those at a reputed hotel chain like Taj. There is a massive difference, isn't it? There needs to be consistency in dress code or uniform and the message the brand wants to convey. After all, you don't want all your hard work to be thrown out of the window because you have scruffy hair or crumpled shirt. Your uniform talks a lot about your organization. After that, we come to shoes. Shoes are also an important part of your grooming. For male, always choose black or brown color shoes or one shade darker than your trouser color. They should always be in good condition and polished. Shoes, socks. Socks should match the color of your outfit and should cover your calves. When it comes to belts, they should be in good condition and always match the color of your shoes. This is, what do you say, a dress code 101. For ladies, always wear covered shoes and heels should not be more than 1 or 2 inches because believe you me, I have worked in this industry for quite a few years and we are always on the run. We are always on our feet. Keep your high heels for the after parties, but heels should always be less than 2 inches when you're working in this industry. Coming to my favorite part of grooming, makeup. I'm sure all women love makeup. Makeup should be natural looking always. Every individual needs to have a skin routine, whether it's a boy or a girl. I abide by CTM, cleansing, toning, and moisturizing. It really helps your skin as we wear a lot of makeup in this industry for longer hours. This routine helps your skin stay healthy and supple. Along with that, having a healthy diet and a clean diet with 30 minutes of exercise every day, drinking 2 liters of water, sleeping for a minimum of 8 hours really helps your skin stay healthy and definitely delays aging. We, apart from all this, we also need to look aesthetically fit as it's a necessity in this industry. Your height, your weight, your BMI index, everything counts. So you have to really stay fit in this industry. Coming back to makeup, let's understand a little mix and match of makeup. So, to begin with, your nail polish and your lip color should always match. For example, if it's a red color nail polish, you can wear a red lipstick. But if in case it's orange or wine color nail polish, Then, just a hypothetical example, in that case, the lipstick must be nude. Believe me, I can give a whole tutorial on how to wear makeup, but I'm sure everyone here is an expert already. So just to give you a quick step-by-step guideline, once you do the CTM, like I already discussed, start by applying concealer on the skin to make your skin have an even tone, followed by the foundation. Now you must always choose a foundation one tone darker than your skin color. Once the foundation is applied, you start with your eye makeup. First, apply the eyeshadow as per the guideline of your company. However, a little tip, if you're wearing a darker shade of lipstick, then eyeshadow has to be subtle and not colorful. But in case you're wearing a nude lipstick, then eyeshadow can be colorful. Especially during this COVID situation now, since we are wearing the protective equipment, the only thing that we expose on our face is the eyes. So it is important during these times to do an appealing eye makeup. Our eyeshadow is applied. Once the eyeshadow is applied, you apply the eyeliner. There are so many videos on YouTube you can go through to understand how to wear makeup. Then we go to the cheeks, where we either use a rouge or a shimmer or both. But usually, dark-skinned individuals should wear a bronzer or a darker shade rouge, and a light-skinned individual should always wear a rosy or a pink rouge. And then finally, the lips. We always moisturize our lips by using the lip balm. Your lip liner is mandatory. Your lip liner color has to match the color of your lipstick shade. And once we are done, the final and the most, not the final actually, but the most important thing is also mascara. It really brings out your eyes. And last but not the least, the most important thing, we end this makeup routine by spraying ourselves mildly. Very important. Everyone wants to, smell good always. But in this COVID-19 situation now, who have become our real true friends? Your soap, sanitizer, mask, disposable gloves are the basic accessories one should abide by. Or the personal protective equipment provided by the hotel or the airline. I've recently noticed many airlines are wearing the hazmat suit with goggles and every step of the way doing the thermal scans and safe distancing from each other. This has become the way of life right now, and we all need to get used to it. Now, coming to accessories. Accessories should fall in line with an organization's dress code, and the general rule is that flashy stuff is out. Tattoos, if you have any, should always be discreet. Jewelry, when tastefully worn, is always an asset to your outfit. A beautiful pin or a favorite bracelet can add to your outfit and can make you feel more comfortable. No piercings are acceptable in this industry. You have a eyebrow piercing, a lip piercing, even a nose piercing. Most of the hotels or airlines do not accept piercings. Now, men should limit their accessory to three pieces maximum. I believe even women should. Watch, ring. For guys, maybe a kada. For women, just earrings. That's about it. You cannot go overboard with accessories in this industry. Even the watch, everything. When I was working in my airline, everything was detailed. Even a watch was described what kind of dial you will have. It can't be a athletic watch. It has to be a conservative watch. Everything was detailed and given to us, and we could not go, and we had to abide by it. One ring on each finger and not two or three rings on each hand. Only stud type of earrings were allowed, like a conservative design, either in silver, gold, or pearl, or a semi-precious stone, but not a dangling or a loop earrings. That's just not acceptable. Your bags. If the company provides you bags, like in the airline industry, we used to get bags, so we don't have to abide by anything else. But if the bags are not provided by the company, then you have to make sure you use neutral color bags which are not too large or too small. So now habits like working from home may initially liberate people from grooming and dressing up, but once the novelty wears off, they will realize that looking and feeling good is an inexorable link to how they perform. This pretty much sums up how grooming is important in the hospitality industry. Apart from these, there are a few do's and don'ts that we should abide by. Don'ts being, chewing gum in public, using your mobile phone while at work, your body language. Do not lean or fold arms. It comes across as you're very aggressive, you're not approachable. Point at people while talking, fidgeting, scratching out of nervousness, tapping. All these things have to be avoided, and you have to make a conscious effort, because these are some things that naturally come to you. So you have to be very mindful when you're working in a hospitality industry. Some of the do's in a body language are open body position, like arms should be unfolded, upright position, relaxed and open facial expressions, arms hanging relaxed by the sides, lean to showing you're interested in listening, eye contact, be friendly and more polite. Always use the four golden words. In my last 13 years of experience, I teach these to all my students as well. Always use the four golden words. This goes a long way in this industry. Please, sorry, thank you, and excuse me. Uh, and the most important thing, always smile. A smile can boost our mind, help release stress, and make us look more beautiful. So it is safe to say that smile is the most versatile asset one can possess. I would like to end the session on this wonderful note. A smile is the best makeup any girl or boy can wear during this situation, and now even more. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. It is a great insight of personality grooming. Like you say, smile can bring you
Thank
near
you.
to all of us. Okay, let's thank you. And I think Cheryl will be moving out because she has a next appointment at around 12:45.
Yes.
So thank you, Cheryl, for being here, giving your valuable time. So great,
Thank you.
great to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Uh,
Thank you, everyone, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you. We move into our second speaker for today. We have a great experienced personality among us, uh, and I'm sure with his expertise knowledge about personal management, he can enlighten us with various things. Sir, tell me about your journey. Tell me something about your journey, so which we want to know about. Tell me, Kanitka sir.
Yeah,
Tell me,
Maxim, sometimes you are audible, sometimes not audible.
okay.
So there is a problem with
Tell me
me.
something, sir. Tell me something about yourself, sir. Tell me something, your journey.
Yeah. I thank you, Bharati Vidyapit, such a renowned educational institution, for inviting me. And thank you, Maxim, and Professor Wilson also. Mr. Wilson, a very seasoned person in this industry, so I learned about him today. Anyway, now to proceed with, you want me to tell about myself. Okay, I'm a master of management. Person from Mumbai University. I did way back in 80s and joined with Sanand San as a personal executive. I worked with Salon Sen for 2 years, and thereafter I moved to Orchid Hotel as an executive, and then I became personal manager. I mean, that was the time when Advanis had sold out hotel to Kamath, and then I was transferred to Goa Ramada Renaissance Hotel as a project manager. But same time, I got an offer from Mahindra where I joined, and later I moved into automobile companies like Force Motors, Windsor Machines, later in Otis Elevators, and Sahara brought back me in hospitality industry as a general manager HR with Sahara Star Hotel, and later I became vice president. I mean, when they put Ambi Valley also under me, and later I was with Windham Hotels taking care of their partner, Indian partner, Panoramic Group of Hotels properties in India and Asia Pacific. Now, as far as you are referring to me as a research fellow, yeah, I'm doing PhD from BITS Milani, and I have a history of writing articles for various magazines, research journals. Times of India published my article at least on 4 occasions in their Ascent column, likewise Indian Express, etc. So I think this much is enough. Right now, I'm chairman of National Institute of Personal Management, which is a association of human resource professionals with almost 20,000 HR managers throughout the country as its members. Yeah, thank you, Maxim.
Yes, sir. We have a lot of questions to you.
Okay,
So,
okay.
our first question to you, sir. What do you feel with the new opportunities for graduates of hospitality industry, sir? I repeat, new.
Yeah. I got you. I got you. Now
Okay, sir.
Maxim, what media has done with these students, they have unnecessarily stabilized them about their future, about their career. Actually, things are not that bad. Situation like this had occurred earlier also in nine. Am I audible? Hello,
Yes, sir, you're audible. You're audible.
I'm audible. No? Okay. So during the Great Depression of 2008-9, a situation like this had occurred where ARR of certain hotels which had gone up to 15,000 had come down to 8,000. Situation had become drastic, but somehow we people know how to get out of the crisis. So we were out of crisis in a year's time. Our economy was becoming more and more stronger. So even these days, this lockdown, etc., would be over one day or other. Most probably in the corridors of, the management corridors, it is spoken that by August end, governments throughout the world will lift the lockdown in their respective countries and things would become normalized. So there's nothing to be panicky about. Now, your question is
Yes.
it about making careers in hospitality or other sectors as well?
Sir, we have another question for you. Sir, continue.
Have I given answer to my first question
Yes,
in
yes, yes,
entirety?
definitely you've given.
Huh?
Yes,
You are convinced?
yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so what do you feel about the international level where the graduates from India are preferred? So, what do you feel about this?
Okay. Now I will give you a lengthy answer on this, because it is not only hotels, motels, resorts, or clubs which offer the employment opportunities. I have a list of sectors which offer jobs to catering college graduates worldwide. Okay, I will just read that out. I have prepared a list on my mobile. Just hold on for a minute. Yeah, students, I am reading out the list. You can note down, which are the sectors where normally they seek services of, hotel management graduates. First is the hospitality sector, that is hotels, motels, resorts, clubs. Second is sports associations, gymnasiums, and gymkhanas like Gold Gym, etc. Then there are healthcare spas. Many spas have opened up in Gangtok as well as Shillong or places like that. Third is entertainment sector. Now few of my clients are from casino industry. I have a client Bali's Casino in Colombo. Normally they recruit boys and girls from catering college. So not only casinos, but even event and exhibition management companies, multiplexes like PVR cinemas, then educational institutions. Now with liberalization, almost every discipline has got a catering college or some institute of hotel management. So many jobs are available as lecturers or demonstrators or junior lecturers. Then travel agencies, tour operators, holiday planners. Then next is cruise liners, merchant navy, that is passenger as well as cargo vehicles and ships. Then amusement parks like SL World, wildlife sanctuaries. Then retail sectors and malls. It is said that retail sectors and malls would be allowed to open up from the first or second week of August in India. Corporate marketing and sales offices. Many companies, for example, in building construction, Kalpataru or Piramal, etc., they normally take students of catering colleges, in their management staff, in sales and marketing function, facility management, then catering contractors and flight kitchens, aviation and airlines, mail order businesses, Amazon, Flipkart, etc. Almost 60% of their management staff recruited in the year 2017 and 18 belong to catering colleges or hotel management staff, or student from hotel management institute. Then estate management and real estate companies, IT, ITES, BPO, and KPOs. These are the sectors where employment opportunities are there. Now, employment opportunities are not limited to India alone. India is the largest English-speaking country in the world. Now, India's population is 1.25 billion. Am I right, Maxine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
It's getting increased.
Okay, so out of that, 82% are literate people. So it comes to almost 1 crore. So even if we take 25% of them know English, if not speaking, at least they can understand English. So that means, our English-speaking population is more than combined English-speaking population of USA or Canada or even more than UK. So our because of our this English speaking abilities, people are more comfortable with us, mostly in nations which were earlier colonized by Britishers, by East India Company, etc. Now, for last 4 years, I have been associated with Third Arm for talent search, for recruitment, that too for abroad. So we have clients abroad also in many Caribbean countries, particularly Trinidad, then Tobago, then Guyana, then Saint Kitts, Saint Louis. They prefer, Indian employees. Then in Asia Pacific, there are countries like Fiji where they prefer person of Indian. If you go to Suva, which is capital of Fiji, you will see in all departmental stores over there or in hotels only Indian guys and girls working. So opportunities are plenty. New Zealand, Australia, then UK, then even in Ireland, Southern Ireland also there are employment opportunities. Places like Dublin, etc. You will see many Indians. Then Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. So that is East Africa, South Africa. And these days, even in French-speaking countries like Ghana, Mali, they prefer Indians. They prefer Indians. The reason is Indians are workaholic, okay, and they keep themselves focused only on work, and they do no other business. So, as and when economy opens up, as and when this lockdown is lifted, there are plenty of opportunities to the students. Yeah. Any more questions?
Yes, sir. We have one more question for you, sir. There's what tips can you give us candidate students during interviews if the candidates come to you?
Okay, okay,
So,
okay.
what tips will you
Yeah,
give
yeah.
for this
Okay,
candidate?
normally, I have hotel clients like ITC, etc., or Sanand Sand, or many I can name. Wherever I go with their HR managers for recruitment, etc., we do recruitment in for two categories. One is operations trainees, that is OT category, and one is management trainees, that is MT category. So, if students are aspiring for making career in hospitality or likewise similar businesses, they need to concentrate more on general knowledge. They should have more of a general awareness than their technical knowledge. Normally in such interviews, questions are more poised on. You can. I will just give a few examples. What is the currency of, say, Mexico, or what is currency of Russia? So it should be, on students should be ready with answers like ruble is there in Russia, etc., or there is euro in Europe. So general knowledge is very important. One should be aware about the capitals of various countries, etc. A questionnaire, interviewer, if he has to reject some candidate, out of some prejudice, he can ask any question. For example, what is the capital of Venezuela? What is the capital of Colombia? And student, being a graduate student, I mean, he is expected to reply. So, general awareness is a must for positions of management, training, etc. And now, as far as OT is concerned, particularly boys who are placed in F&B departments during their summer training, project training, etc. Not HR manager, but F&B manager could ask any question. I mean, what is the brand of cutlery Sahara Star was using? Likewise. So one should remember all those brands, etc. And normal standards they should follow. And students should appear with their, confidence. And secondly, their English communication has to be good. It is a universal language. If you go to Chennai, Hindi will not help you. You have to understand English. Or likewise, if you go to Northeast, supposing if one gets a job with a spa in Shillong, so most of their patrons they come from different countries. So English is must. Even in Maharashtra, if you go to a place like Nasik, there are health spas, etc. So lot many people come from Europe, Canada, etc. So English is must. I mean, don't have a false pride of your mother tongue and national language. Let me tell you, I am a nationalist, but I am telling this candidly. So refine your English, okay? And as far as voice modulation is concerned, it is good. Action neutralization, it is also equally good. And rest of the grooming tips, Ms. D'Souza has given, those should be observed.
Uh,
Anything more?
Yes, sir. It was a great knowledge that you have imparted on us, sir. I'm sure that everyone has got something from you to learn. We'll move, sir. We'll have some question afterwards for you, but we'll move
Thank
with.
you.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll move to Tony Kamdan, training manager of the ITC, who has great experience again. And I'm sure with her expertise, she's definitely going to tell. So, ma'am, can you tell me something about your journey?
So namaste everybody. I've been an HR professional with the hotels largely, and I'm also a certified hospitality educator. Uh, and I'm thankful to Bhartiya Vidyapeeth and Mr. Alexis, right? I hope I pronounced it correctly. Uh, so the very first question of yours.
Yes. Hello. You can hear, ma'am?
Yes,
Okay.
I am. Yes,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
I'm able to hear you. Am I audible to you?
Yes, 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 ma'am.
Suddenly there was a lot. Right. Tell me.
Uh, Now we have a lot of questions to you also, ma'am. As a training
Right.
manager, you have a lot of experience on various things. So I just want to have ask you something like, will hotels get their business back? So that's a big question in everyone's mind. How they're going to get it back? So
Oh yes. I mean, I'm sure we will get our business back. It's just a matter of time. I know that the business is slow right now, and it is quite unpredictable at this time. But yes, we haven't given up at all. You know, hotels are now focusing on F&B business. Uh, Hotels are now focusing on say takeaways, home deliveries, and so on. And soon the focus will come back on rooms business also. It is so predicted that the rooms business will perhaps start with the resort hotels. Perhaps I'm not very sure of it right now, but this is the prediction for sure. And yes, there are several factors that the hotels business also depends on. For example, the how fast is the travel opening up for everybody, domestic, international. So a lot of our business will certainly depend on that. A lot of our business will also depend on the development of vaccine. How soon are we able to make it available? Uh, that too at a very reasonable price to people. I think that will help us, grow beyond the very fear element that is existing currently. Uh, and yes, the availability of human resources for sure. Uh, and how quickly, I think right now, how quickly are we able to adopt the very new normal aspect of our survival? That will certainly, you know, the way we bounce back to this particular situation, that will certainly get us some business to begin with, and we will certainly roll on. I'm sure there'll be business that will come back to us for sure. Not just come back to us as yesterday, but also I think it'll come back in larger numbers and more density. And we look forward to a very very bright future for sure. We're very optimistic.
Okay,
Right.
okay, ma'am. We have a lot of questions to you, especially.
Certainly.
So, what you feel? What are the safety measures taken for the employees in the hotel during this pandemic, COVID-19? So, how you can enlighten this?
Okay. This is most certainly a very good question. And I think everybody today is thinking about how do I go out, how do I get back to work, and so on. So there are a couple of things that we need to keep in mind. Number one, how does in this pandemic, how does COVID-19 or the coronavirus spread? We need to be very sure of this. Number one, it spreads through human to human contact, and number two, it spreads through contact surfaces wherever human beings have touched. And god forbid, if there is someone who's infected, has touched that particular tabletop, and someone else has touched that particular tabletop once again, and there are chances for him or her to get that kind of disease. So one needs to be very careful about this, and thus there are 4 5 principles that the industry is focusing on, that I have noticed, and everyone across the entire hospitality industry is talking about this. One is hand wash and hand sanitization. So the very reason why we are looking at washing our hands and sanitizing our hands is with the intention of break the chain. We have to, be very conscious about it and cautious about it to break the chain. So we have to get used to washing our hands with soap and water every 1 hour if possible. Whenever we are at work, yes, wash your hands with soap and water every time that we start our work and we end a particular task, right? Maintain social distance. That's important. Now, even while at work, even if we are in an elevator, ensure that there are not more than two in an area of at least about say 10 square feet. Yes, we must concentrate a lot on our respiratory hygiene. So this is one of the most important aspects. Respiratory hygiene is um, is a little beyond our day to day, taking a bath, brushing our teeth, etc. But it is also about wearing your mask. Now this is something which is very new for most of us, because we aren't used to wearing a mask, and even if you go for a normal walk, it is difficult. So to work with a mask on, and it'll be a little challenging for everybody, but it will certainly, we will get used to it, I'm sure. So wearing the right mask, and to wear it the right way, not to touch your face every now and then, wash your hands, sanitize your hands before you wear it. How do you actually, if you're using uh, if you're using a disposable mask, then how should you actually dispose it safely? It's not just that you remove it and throw it into dustbin. You must, we must wash it with soap and water, um, dry it, and then throw it. We need to learn to be responsible towards such things, not just for ourselves, for everybody else. So respiratory hygiene, yes, for sure. So moving forward, yes, critical personal hygiene. That's yet another very important aspect, because once you step out of your house, when you come back, must look at, uh, you know, uh, complete bath. It's important from head to toe that we apply soap and shampoo and take a proper bath, which is important because this virus loses its intensity in the presence of soap. So thus, so much of concentration is being given to hand wash and sanitization. And so with this, moving from just being clean or cleaning things around, we are moving towards sanitizing and disinfection a lot, right? And yes, safety measures, this is my own responsibility. We have to take our own responsibility. We have to be responsible towards things. And yes, as organizations across the industry, uh, everybody is getting into getting set to towards taking care of their own people, which is very critical. As we face this challenge, our industry's primary concern remains the very well-being of our people and their families. Uh, to take care of them, one should have standard guidelines laid down for what should be followed before coming to work, during work, and of course after work hours. And according to me, essential preventive and safety measures should be, screening at the time of entering the premises and also while we are leaving from workplace. Temperature checks needs to be done. Every time that we go into our workplace, and of course when we are leaving our workplace also. Then, very important and mandatory aspect is Arogya Setu app. So most of us have downloaded the app, but then we don't keep it switched on. So what's the use? So we need to ensure that the Arogya Setu app is there and it is fully functional, and it is for our safety. We need to know this, and it is mandatory for all of us. And of course, the hotels will check on the Arogya Setu app because it gives us various different details. So to which zone are we coming in from, and where are we passing by, and so on. So this is important. Maintaining social distance, as I told you back, you know back at work, such as even cafeterias, we have to be conscious about not just us but also the others. The locker rooms, we have to be very very conscious about social distancing, maintaining physical distance, which may, under ideal conditions it should be 6 feet, but if we can, and if we can maintain it, why not? It should be there. So this is important that I feel. So yeah, things are changing with the hotels to face this particular pandemic times. For example, we are looking at leaner, you know, say menus, for example, because kitchens will of course get divided into three different areas. One of them would be range critical areas, the other would be non-range critical areas, third being preparation areas. So uh, we'll have to get into a lot of time and motion study to map the kitchen activities and, of course, plan our work accordingly. So, just as an example, that we've taken kitchen activities. So, uh, we can't, keeping physical distancing in mind, obviously, we can't have several associates just as yesterday we used to have. So, we'll need to get into a lot of planning, and this will certainly help us. Go forward. And yes, as standards, we will need to look at standardizing our processes, upgrading and updating our standard operating procedures, and upgrading our disaster management plans and crisis management plans. Most of the hotels have certainly taken this particular step forward. uh, and we can look, and we need to keep changing. Change is something which is very constant. Change is the only thing which is constant, actually. So one needs to keep this in mind and do not carry fear at all in your minds. And this is something very basic. Washing your hands is such a basic thing. Sanitizing your hands is such a basic thing. So but yes, most of us were not used to washing our hands for 20 seconds continuously. So this is something which is important, and not washing our hands so very often. So yes, these are the safety measures that we need to take for ourselves and for our employees also across the industry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was a great learning of measures, ma'am. And we have another question to you. Like, what do, as you are the training manager, what is the overall type of a personality that is required for a hospitality industry, as you are expertise in this also?
Okay, that's a good question again, Maxim sir. And there are several aspects. You know, the very first thing that comes to my mind is being very, very well groomed. So, well groomed personality, a presentable personality comes to my mind the very first as we talk. Also, we need to develop basic service etiquette. This is important for all of us. Uh, possess good communication skills. Uh, I think which is very key to us is also networking skills, not just within our own hotel, but also with the entire community, with the entire hospitality community. Networking skills is one of the key aspects that I would look forward to. Listening skills, we should all possess good listening skills. Be proactive. We need to be proactive towards what does the guest need the next, because guest is giving us the business. So we need to be business oriented. We have to have an attitude which is business oriented for sure. And yes, in these times wherein we are seeing the pandemic era pass by, I think we are all in a way forced to think, uh, the technology way. We all need to get more and more technology savvy, more and more mobile savvy. So today we are using several features of our mobile phones which we were not using perhaps 2 months back. So understand and use the social media and use it positively, constructively. Look at how we can automate all our processes that we work with. So I know the hotels are doing a lot with respect to technology. We are getting into, say for example, the very process of checking in uh, will be enhanced, because suddenly your mobile phones will become the room keys to most of the hotel rooms. So this is obviously technology which is there now at the room reservations end. Associates will actually look forward to take most of the details even before the guest arrives. So not just the room number, not just the room type, not just the rate that will be decided over the phone or suggested or sold, but also of course we will need the information so as to where is the guest coming in from, where is he proceeding to, how many days, how many nights is he expected to stay with us, what category of room exactly does he really need, because if once he checks in, he goes to the room, sees the room around, and comes back down and says, "Ki, I'm not very happy with the room. I needed a large bed. You've given me two beds, or maybe a twin room." Such things have to be avoided. So, right from your identity cards copy to your passport copy, everything now will be procured online at the time of reservations only. And these are all pre arrival aspects that we will need to focus. So reducing the personal touch that the reception will now need to work on, because number one, I don't see a guest standing at the counter for more than 1 minute, and he will have perhaps just a couple of documents such as his registration card to sign, or and his declaration form to be filled up and signed. Apart from a couple of these forms, I don't see things, him investing in much time, because we'll have QR codes for payment, instant payment right there, or perhaps he would have paid up, from his e-wallet earlier only. So we will need to certainly get a little more technology savvy. And then the challenge will be, of course, to maintain personalized relationship with our guests. You know, the personal touch aspect of our guest relation will, I think, switch to from one-on-one to more to technology, and it will go very digitalized in experience. So one needs to be really, happily working towards it. Happy. have the passion to serve our guests and enjoy work at our hotel. I
Okay. Uh, that was great. Ma'am, I think this question is what prospects do you feel after completing the BSc Hospitality? The students, what do you feel about that? What prospects they'll have? Uh,
Uh, all right, that's a good question again. I think most of it has been covered by Mr. Kanatkar. He's taken this particular topic in good detail. Nevertheless, what comes to my mind is not just hotels as such, but also malls, hospitals, retail sector, travel, aviation. I'm sure there are several, job opportunities for our students in banking, various different corporates, facility management as such. Uh, so hotels, of course, for sure. Today chefs are developing, a separate league of being around a separate. They've carved a separate niche for themselves in the market. So it's being a chef in oneself, uh, being an entrepreneur. I think comes to my mind, and also being a sommelier for that matter is very a specialized job, and it's not common. You know, a hotel management personnel or a hospital someone who studied hospitality management will only be able to have that kind of patience and be able to appreciate this kind of work profile as such. Right.
Okay, that was great. I have a question to Kanetka sir. Sir,
Okay.
what do you feel the current scenario for recruitment? So, do you feel it will pick up their pace of recruitment?
Yeah, it will pick up.
So,
So many properties. I mean, people have spent crores and crores rupees on building up these properties. You think it will be kept emptied? Huh? I mean, someday or other, even in Mumbai, local trains would start, most probably in the month of August. Okay, BST bus as it is. I mean, I'm seeing those buses on road now. As far as international flights are concerned, flights to Canada and US already resumed. So very soon we will be having business. I had been to Sofitel Hotel day for yesterday. I ate in their coffee shop. I mean at lunchtime. They have a coffee shop of 200 covers, but right now they are operating with only 50 covers, and they get. I mean most of their clients were from ONGC or neighboring that ICICI Bank headquarters, etc. So
so
slowly and slowly things are opening up, and
things are
restaurants,
going to back.
hotels will get business. Yeah.
Great. So now that was great knowledge imparted to us. Now I request our um, Assistant Professor Pranali to say the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Maxim sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I, Pranali Padayakar, professor with Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Hotel Management, would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the management, principal, and teaching staff to thank our eminent speakers of the day, Mr. Rajan Kanetkar, sir, Miss Soni Kamtan, ma'am, and Miss Cheryl D'Souza. I would like to thank them for taking out time from their busy schedule and to be part of this. Since we are entering a new phase of post-COVID, your comments were very timely, and I believe we all will be benefited from your suggestions and guidance. I would like to extend my thanks to the management of Bharati Vidyapeeth for giving us an opportunity for conducting this webinar, and would specially thank our sir, Mr. Wilson Lucas, for his constant motivation and support. I would also like to thank Mr. Maxim John for taking initiative for arranging this webinar. At the same time, I would like to thank all my teaching staff who are helping us to make this webinar successful. At last but not least, I would like to thank all the attendees who have invested their time and are patiently listening to this webinar. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, madam.
Thank.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being there. Also, thank you so much.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Magazine.
ma'am,
Thank
for
you,
being. Thank
Pradhan
you,
ma'am.
Mr.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you,
Human
sir.
regards to Professor Wilson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Sure,
you.
sir.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, everybody, for your time. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Karikar sir. Thank you, Soni ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Aditya and Naidu, you are of help. Huh? Great, great. Thank you very much.
Welcome, sir. Most welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Most welcome.
Dear
Thank you.
participants, don't leave the meeting without filling the feedback form. Thank you.
Can I leave now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Monica, ma'am. Thank you, Pritam, sir. Thank you, Wilson, sir.
Sunil sir, thank you very much.